Whatever not you better knuckle up. Cause the world is cold, but I'm on too long. I said the world is cold, but I'm on too long.
What is poppin', y'all? So, I just got finished watching Elimination Chamber. And overall, the show was good. The show was actually good. In terms of a lot of people coming in attendance, the crowd was excited with several matches that I actually did enjoy. But, yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts of the pay-per-view show. I'm actually going to get started. I'm not even going to waste no time. But before we get into that, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I will be posting every single week. So I'm not even going to waste no time. Let's get straight into this Elimination Chamber 2024 review. So the first match that we started off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The people was in this was Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, NAOMI, Raquel Rodriguez, and Tiffany Stratton. So this match was alright. The match was alright. And I already knew who was the person who was gonna win this. It obviously was Becky Lynch. But for the last few weeks, I mean, they hit her and Rhea Ripley, which I'm definitely going to talk about her in the end. But they've been going off for about a couple weeks now, and it does look like that Becky Lynch is going to be facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. So, a lot of things happened in this match I do want to talk about is that some brutal spots that happened in the match inside the chamber that when Becky Lynch did the disarmer on Raquel near the chamber, which it was definitely a brutal spot. It was definitely a brutal spot. And then afterwards, Bianca Belair hits the KOD on Raquel, and then I think she ended up getting eliminated or something. I don't think I remember, but I think she eliminated her. Yeah, it says here that she did eliminate her. And then Bianca did a 450. She did a 450 splash on, I think, Becky. And then Liv Morgan apparently did a roll up on Bianca and she got eliminated. And then Becky hits the manhandle slam in 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania. So every woman in this match absolutely did good here. I'm not even gonna lie. They absolutely did great in this match. Not great, but they did good. You know, with Tiffany Stratton. You know, I do know who Tiffany Stratton is, but I said this before that I was going to watch some of her matches from NXT. Apparently, she got called last week, and then she got signed with SmackDown. I think last week when I was watching SmackDown. But she did good as well. All the women in this match did good. But Becky Lynch, I knew that she was going to win. I didn't see Bianca winning. I didn't see Liv Morgan winning. I did not see Tiffany Stratton winning or Raquel. I mean, Raquel, even though they're trying to push her into the main event scene, which they still are, but there was no chance that she was winning this. So, yeah, so Becky Lynch is definitely going to be facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. So overall, this match was absolutely good. So, next match. This is for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. It was Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus the New Cash Republic. It was Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Now, I'm not going to really talk too much about this match because this match was a good showing. It was definitely a good showing, and honestly, I don't know exactly who Judgment Day is going to face at WrestleMania. I mean, there was a tag team known as DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Is the possibility of facing Judgment Day again. Even though they lost, when they lost against Judgment Day, the very on night on Raw, I knew they wasn't gonna win anyway. But hopefully, if that is true, that if they do fight Judgment Day at WrestleMania, hopefully that is confirmed. But overall, this match was good. I'm not even. This definitely was a good match, and I do like the fact that WWE is definitely building up Pete Dunne back up as the Bruiserweight character that he once was before. And I do like how Triple H is he actually got the name Pete Dunne back. I'm glad we don't have to say Bush no more because the Brawling Bruise has already run its course. So it's best for Pete Dunne to just do his own singles thing. You know he's in a tag team with Tyler Bate. You know, hopefully, you know they just got in a tag team together just weeks ago. I still want Pete Dunne to have his own singles run. So hopefully in the next year or so he ends up getting like a singles run with himself. So. But let's talk about the matches that happened. So, of course, Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio came out. I will tell you this, that Dominic is definitely the most hated wrestler in wrestling today. It's any time when he talks on the microphone, the crowd will just boo the living hell out of him. It's like he can't even say a word without the crowd booing. It's like boo, boo, and he's trying to talk louder and louder, but the crowd was like booing even louder as he's talking. He's definitely is getting some real major heel heat right here. He is definitely getting some heel heat right here. And during the match, he's always interfering. And the referee kicks him out in ringside. And one cool spot that Damian Priest did, that he did a choke slam. Well, not choke slam, but he did a double South of Heaven choke slam on Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates on the second rope. Then Finn Balor did the coup de grace on Pete in 1, 2, 3. Judgment Day has retained the Undisputed Tag Team titles. This was definitely a good match for sure. This was definitely a good match. Hopefully, if it is confirmed that DIY is facing Judgment Day again at WrestleMania, then hopefully it is. And I think that's when they beat Judgment Day for that at WrestleMania. So hopefully if that's been confirmed, which it has not yet though. Hopefully it does. So I want to talk about. So there was a talk show segment, the Grayson Wall effect with Austin Theory. And you know, Seth Rollins came, Cody Rhodes came, and Cody Rhodes even announced that he wanted to fight The Rock at WrestleMania. Plus, Seth Rollins also made another announcement that he is medically cleared to go to WrestleMania. Now, I don't know about if he's fully percent of going to WrestleMania, because as you know, Seth Rollins, he for the last 4 years that nobody did not even knows about, that he's been wrestling with a fractured back that he's been dealing with. Not only that, with a bruised knee and everything. I will not even expect for Seth Rollins to be 100%. The thing I will say about Seth being clearly percent, I think he is like close to 80 to 90% of being okay. Okay, I will just give it about, I will most likely just give it 80% of him being mentally clear to go on to face WrestleMania. But let's talk about Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes says that he wants to challenge The Rock at WrestleMania. And afterwards, Dawson Theory gets on the mic and trying to do the things that The Rock always do, using his catchphrases, which I don't really understand why he will go home on the mic and say that. But Cody hits the Cody cutter, and then Seth Rollins did the curb stop on him. So Roman, The Rock, Cody, and Seth, right? So I just checked out a clip what happened last week, the week after that. So Seth Rollins didn't really much explain himself or why he gave his WrestleMania spot to The Rock just for The Rock to fight Roman Reigns. But for weeks now, they have been teasing for Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes facing The Rock and Roman Reigns in a tag match at WrestleMania for night 1. Now, I did said this in my last video. I did said this in another video that The Rock can probably potentially will fight The Rock. And I did mention this because you know how everything was just falling into play, and Rock and not The Rock, but Roman and the Bloodline mostly just get involved with Cody's situation, him finishing the story, and apparently at this point, you might as well just call some people for backup. And I will say, if Cody is getting, first of all, if he needs this help, he definitely needs some help. So the last Monday, what happened? Cody was facing Drew McIntyre, and apparently Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso got involved in Cody, and they cost Cody the match, and Drew won. The way I will do this with Cody, him for having backup, it's like him calling all the people who has issues with Roman Reigns in the Bloodline for the last 3 years. I know Jay Uso, I don't know if he's going to be a part of it, but I know that he's in the line of facing his brother at WrestleMania. So if he does get involved, I mean, that'll be a huge surprise because he was in the Bloodline, and now he took himself out of it. To do his own thing, what he's doing on Raw. So it could be a possibility that he might get involved. I'm not sure about that. I mean, you might call up John Cena because he was fighting Roman Reigns, but never was in a potential storyline with him. LA Knight is one person who was fighting with Roman and dealing with the Bloodline, and there's a few others in that list. John Cena, I think I mentioned him already. Randy Orton, I will say, well, not essentially, but he just got back in November. So I guess you put in there probably Kevin Owens as well. He could definitely use Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, LA Knight to get backup, so to take down the Bloodline. But I know at some point that The Rock at WrestleMania is probably going to turn on Roman Reigns, and that's where Cody is going to beat Roman what's most likely what's going to happen is, which is not mostly confirmed yet, that Cody wants to fight The Rock, and you can have Cody fight The Rock at WrestleMania for night 1, and night 2 of that, you can definitely still keep the match, even though it was already confirmed, Cody versus The Rock. Cody versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed title. So Cody can beat The Rock, and Cody can beat Roman, and then he can finish the story there. So I don't really know why the Grayson Waller Fed really did not need to happen, honestly. So I don't even know why. They really did not need to have Seth and Cody on the show anyway. They really didn't have to, but it is what it is. So yeah. So the next match is the men's Elimination Chamber match. You got Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton. You know, I thought when Drew is the only Raw superstar on this list, the rest of the others are all SmackDown stars anyways. But I knew in my mind when Drew was on this list for the Elimination Chamber match, I knew in my mind that Drew is going to win the whole thing because, for one, I am liking what they're doing with his character as a heel now because he's officially a heel. And I am liking what they're doing with him and his character and trying to get back into the main event scenes at WrestleMania. So, let's talk about what happened in the match. So what happened was that Bobby Lashley did a spear on Logan Paul due the pod, and most likely Drew hits the Claymore on Bobby. He got eliminated, and then LA Knight, hits the Blood Force Trauma, the BFT on Randy Orton and on Drew. And so as LA Knight was in the ring, here comes AJ Styles. At this point right here, he comes out with a chair and he just starts beating down on LA Knight. He just starts beating him down with a chair. And I was like, what is AJ doing here? He don't even have a match. So what AJ show up and starts beating LA Knight with a chair, and Drew crawl over and pins LA Knight, and he got eliminated. Then Logan Paul pulls out the brass nuts, and he was gonna knock out Randy Orton or Drew McIntyre. And out of nowhere, Randy Orton hits the RKO on Logan. And then Randy Orton apparently is still favoring that back injury that he suffered from. And hopefully, I was kind of worried for a bit for Randy, even though he's been gone for like a half a year now. But the back is definitely concerning because for years since being in WWE, Randy Orton has been using the RKO for like the majority of his career since he was like young. Randy has been in WWE for almost a decade now. So he's been definitely using the RKO as his regular finisher for like the majority of his career. But I feel like at this point that Randy, he can still use the RKO, but how much damage is going to affect his back even though he just had surgery on it? That was my main concern about him. I mean, he just had surgery. I don't want him to damage his back even more. So at this point, he might as well just start using the pump kick again. At this point, he's going to have to use the pump kick as his finisher. That's just my opinion right there. So Randy hits the RKO on Drew, and then Logan Paul strikes Randy with the brass knuckles, knocking him out. And then Drew pins Randy, and Drew was a winner. Yeah, I already knew that the moment they put Drew in this, that I knew that he was gonna win anyway. So I'm not even surprised if he does. But the one thing I will say about Drew is that even though he's trying to get back into the WrestleMania spot, you know what happened back in 2020 when he first won the Royal Rumble, and then the pandemic just hit. And he had to go on to fight WrestleMania at WrestleMania 36 to fight Brock Lesnar with no crowds coming in. I mean, we had to cheer at home for Drew winning his first WWE Championship. And Drew won it, and the issue was the pandemic hit. And Drew won the first WWE Championship with no crowd in attendance. So it definitely makes sense for Drew to win this and actually reduce his WrestleMania match against Seth Rollins. So they can actually redo that with what happened back in 2020. So Drew can actually redo this with the crowd. Well, he beat Seth Rollins for the world title. Even though, at this point, we can all be honest here that Drew is definitely beating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the world title. So this will definitely get Seth, get some time off television, and to get his body right, get his body healed up. He can go to rehab and get the things that he got to get done because, I don't want him to just come back, be in rehab for a few weeks and then just rush back into the ring and just get re-injured again. So I don't want that to be the case for Seth. He just needs to be gone for a year or so because for the last year or so, Seth has been definitely carrying the world championship like it means something. So Seth definitely deserve to get some time off. So that's mostly the plan for Drew to beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So I hope that's the plan to do it. So last match is Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship. Okay, so this match, I will say, it was good that even though Nia Jax was not going to win this, but she did good here in this match. I will say that. Even though I'm not really the biggest fan of Nia Jax, but she actually did well in this match, though. There were some few spots that I will say that Nia Jax did the Samoan drop on Rhea, and then all of a sudden she did the announcer table on she did the Samoan drop on the announcer table, but the table officially did not break. And then Rhea, what Nia did, she throws Rhea back into the ring, and then she was going to do the boss side drop, which that's her new move now. So, I mean, she still uses Samoa drop, but the boss side drop that she still uses. I mean, that's her new finisher, honestly. I don't care. But, so what happened is that Rhea did a suplex, and then Rhea kicks Nia in the face, and then She sells the move for the riptide, and Rhea retains her Women's World Championship in her home country in Australia, where her family. Yes, her family was in Australia because that's her home country. But yeah, this was definitely good. This match was absolutely good here. That Nia actually did well here. I will say that. But I don't even know what to say. But overall, this is good. And afterwards, she started celebrating with her family, and then the pyro started going off and all that stuff, especially outside the stadium afterwards. So, yeah, we already know that Nia was not going to win. And Rhea is definitely going to be facing Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Which, I don't know if Becky is going to beat Rhea or not, but hopefully she does. I mean, that's like the only, like, women's match they got for them. So, I mean, they honestly got no other choice, but other than Becky. I mean, that's like the only thing I would say there. But overall, this was definitely a good match right here. These two women definitely show out. So this is it for my Elimination Chamber 2014. Overall, the show was absolutely good, especially the men's and the women's Elimination Chamber match and the Rhea versus Nia match. All three matches was good. Judgment Day, Tyler Bates, and Pete Dunne did well. Everybody did well here in their matches. So I will definitely give this pay-per-view. I will definitely give it an 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. Just because of the crowd was definitely into the match, and some crowds was just not. I'm not going to say mostly invested in them, but they were like into the things that they liked, I will say. But this was definitely a good show. Y'all let me know what is your thoughts on Elimination Chamber. And it started at 5 a.m. in the morning, which I definitely was not going to wake up to, I mean, the thing was, I know that they were like in overseas and all that stuff, but can they at least have it around like, if they're gonna do a show like this, in Australia, because I know the pay-per-view, Backlash is gonna be in May, I believe. I think it is gonna be in May. I'm not sure. I gotta research that, but I know Backlash is going to be in Paris, France. So, honestly, the next time, they might as well just start a pay-per-view at like 8 o'clock or like 7 in the morning at least, but 5 a.m.? 5 a.m. to watch a pay-per-view show. I know there were some people who watched Elimination Chamber at 5 in the morning. I know you guys did. But I was not going to wake up at no 5 a.m. because I am not a morning person. I will watch it during the day. But the next time, they might as well do that. But at 5 a.m. though, no. They should at least start the show in the United States for like 9 a.m. to 8 o'clock, 7 in the morning Sunday. At least they need to do that. But that's just my opinion. But y'all let me know what's your thoughts about Elimination Chamber. What was y'all favorite match from Elimination Chamber this morning that you saw? And follow me. All social medias up below. Y'all new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already yet. Follow me all social medias down below. I'll be back with another video. Peace.
My moment to shine. This is my time of flight.
I've been grinding forever just for this very night. I've been pushing for many moments like this. This time it's undervalued and no one ever could.